Recovering from a knee injury can be a bummer, not only physically, but also mentally. You're not quite sure where to start. Every time you start running again, that knee pain comes back. Dr. Madeline here at Forward Spine Center, and today I'm going to give you a good progression of exercises for that runner's knee, patellofemoral syndrome. Really focusing on the quads and the glutes, strengthening that area, and slowly compressing into that patellofemoral joint. The only way to heal a joint is to load a joint. Again, remember, these exercises are great. Listen to your body, go slowly, but research does show that also getting your hands on that tissue and breaking up any adhesions may be necessary. So tune in. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. The first exercise we're going to go through is wall sits. This exercise slowly focuses on strengthening the quads and slowly compressing into that patellofemoral joint. So we're going to start with our back up against the wall and slowly bending the knees. Remember, the further you bend the knees, the deeper you get into that joint. So you may start with your legs almost straight and then slowly beginning to bend the knees, keeping the knee stacked over the ankle, driving through the heels and really feeling that compression, that strengthening of the quads. You can hold this for 30 to 60 seconds. Isometric knee extension is the next progression exercise for patellofemoral syndrome or runner's knee. You can do this seated with a band, or you can also perform this at the gym if you have access to a leg extension machine. Start seated, and you're going to slowly begin to straighten the leg for 4 seconds. You can hold at the top. That's going to really help to load that joint, and then slowly bend the knee for 4 seconds. Really straightening the leg, focusing on the quad, feeling that patellofemoral joint load, and then straightening for 4 seconds. Progressing to a reverse lunge and a front lunge. Starting standing, you're going to step the leg back, trying to keep your knee stacked over the ankle and hover the back knee. Really loading into that front quad, coming up to stand, trying to keep your knee from caving in, keeping that knee out wide, stepping back, slowly loading into that joint, keeping that knee from caving in, pushing the knee out wide, and coming back to stand. You can take this to the next level by doing a front lunge, stepping forward, starting out by stepping wider, longer, hovering the back knee, keeping the knee stacked over the front ankle, and then pushing back up to stand. Progressing this even further to a shorter stance, shorter like width, and then you're going to hover the back knee, again keeping that knee stacked over the front ankle, shin bone vertical, and then pushing back up to stand. A glute bridge is a great place to start when strengthening the glutes. You're going to start by laying down onto your back, bending your knees, driving through your heels, and slowly begin to lift your hips off the table or off the ground, really keeping your core engaged. So imagine zipping up your suspenders, keeping your rib cage lowered, core engaged. So imagine someone's going to come up to you and touch you in the stomach. That core is tight. Lifting, you can push your knees out wide, or if you need to, spread your feet apart a little bit further to position your hips more into your hip joints. Then you're going to lower, hover the glutes, and then lift back up, squeezing the glutes at the top. Lower and lift. Doing 10 to 15 of these. You can progress this exercise to a single leg, lifting one leg up off the mat or off the ground, and then you're going to lift, squeezing the glutes, really keeping your hips level, so try not to drop the leg that's lift. Lower, hover, and then lift, doing 10 to 15 reps on each side. Progressing to a modified side plank, laying onto one side, focusing on strengthening the glutes, stacking your shoulder over your elbows, and knees, your hips stacked over one another, knees together, ankles together. And what we're going to do here is we're going to slowly lift the top leg off the bottom leg and lifting the hips off the ground. Doing this for 3 to 4 seconds, and then slowly lowering for 3 to 4 seconds. Doing 10 to 15 reps on each side, really squeezing the top glute, keeping the lower core engaged, suspenders zipped in, lower core is engaged, lifting and lowering. Progressing to a resisted side step out. So you're going to start with a band either around your ankles, your knees, or your thighs, progressing upward, slight bend into the knees, slowly stepping out wide, and then coming back, resisting. So when you step out, pushing that that leg, that stabilizing leg, out wide, slowly coming up and back, slowly resisting both directions. That when you step out, this back leg is going to want to come in, but slowly allowing that leg to come back together. The option, you can stay here, stepping from side to side, or you can step sideways 15 steps and then coming back 15. But really feeling that glute engage, against keeping your knees stacked over your ankles, shifting weight into your heels. Thank you again for tuning in. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Dr. Madeline here at Ford Spine Center. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your health journey. Stay well.